Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the NoDQ.com live recap of AEW Dynamite for June 28th, 2023. Shout out to everybody watching this, whether it's live or on demand. It's Wednesday, you know what that means. It's time to discuss AEW Dynamite. We kicked off the show with some action. Jon Moxley versus Tomohiro Ishii. They beat the hell out of each other, as you would expect from these guys. They started chopping each other right off the bat. Then they started trading forearm shots. Ishii got sent to the outside, and you had Claudio and Wheeler Yuta out there. They were getting maybe a little bit too close to Ishii. Eddie Kingston showed up to make sure there were no shenanigans. After the commercial break, we had Moxley and Ishii trading headbutts. And breaking news, everybody, I have to inform you on this major news. Chris Jericho was in the main event. That wasn't what I was talking about. Jon Moxley was busted open. That was the breaking news. Moxley bleeding, just another Wednesday night. Ishii got several near falls on Moxley. Moxley recovered from that and hit the Death Rider. However, Ishii kicked out of the Death Rider. So Moxley gave him the curb stomp and then finished him off with a second Death Rider. And after the match, we had the continuation of the storyline with Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Things got heated between them. Fun match here to open up the show. Two guys just beating each other up. Moxley bleeding. I mean, it is what it is. That is the Jon Moxley way. More on Moxley bleeding and people bleeding in general in just a few moments. Backstage, Adam Cole arrived, and so did MJF in a different car. MJF said that Adam Cole was a genius for getting sick at Forbidden Door. MJF wishes that he came up with that idea. He said that they are teaming up together in this lethal lottery style tag tournament that they're doing. MJF said that they could run the entire company together if they just get to know each other a little bit, if they start hanging out. Cole said, all right, yeah, fine. And MJF had a gift for them, a t-shirt that says, I'm better than you, baby. But Adam Cole was not impressed. I'm thinking that shirt might actually do pretty well. More on MJF and Adam Cole here in just a moment. Backstage, Renee Paquette was upset with her husband and Eddie Kingston not getting along. She tried to calm things down. Moxley just stormed off, and Renee told Eddie Kingston that he needs to fix things. She was fed up. We had a trios match. We had Orange Cassidy teaming up with Vikingo and Keith Lee, who has dyed his hair again. No more gray hair. He got rid of the gray beard. Young Keith Lee is back. I guess he had enough of the grandpa jokes that people were making on social media. They were up against the Jericho Appreciation Society, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker. Pretty standard tag team match here. Bad guys worked over Vikingo for a while. They tried to take a cheap shot at Keith Lee, and that was a mistake because he just got angry. Crowd chanted, "You effed up" at them. Keith Lee got the hot tag, started cleaning house, and then he was on the outside of the ring. And a really awkward moment here where Vikingo dives over the top and he dives onto Keith Lee and they fall to the ground. And it looked like Vikingo did a dive to Keith Lee, but I think the intent was Vikingo was going to jump over the top rope. Keith Lee would catch him and then launch him into the other guys. I think that's what they were going for. But the way the camera angle was and both of them falling, it looked like Vikingo just did a dive to Keith Lee. Keith Lee got up, acted mad for a minute, acted like he was going to powerbomb Vikingo, but then did what I think they were trying to do in the first place and started swinging Vikingo into the 2.0 guys. Back in the ring, Keith Lee did finish off Daddy Magic, picked up the victory. Odd match, that's for sure. I'm not sure what the hell happened with Vikingo and Keith Lee, but yeah, it was okay, but yeah, not particularly good, I'll say that much. Backstage, we had the Dark Order. These guys are still a thing in 2023, wanting to fight the Elite. They're mad that Hangman has not been hanging out with them, and they're upset. So they wanted a match with Page and the Young Bucks. And then Chris Jericho cut a promo on Sting, hyping up the main event, which was a Texas Tornado match. We'll get to that in a few minutes. And Sting said that, or not Sting, Chris Jericho said that Sting would not be fighting Chris Jericho. He would be fighting the Painmaker. Ooh, the Painmaker. We had the Elite versus the Dark Order in a trios match. I did not care about this because I do not care about the Dark Order. I barely cared about them in 2000 when Brody Lee was with them. The Bucks did their stereo dives to the outside, and they were frustrated with Adam Page because Page was conflicted. Page really did not want to fight the Dark Order. He was very reluctant about it, and he even hesitated going for the buckshot lariat. John Silver took advantage, and Page was able to recover, took him down with the Deadeye. Bucks came in, BTE trigger, and then Adam Page finally hit the buckshot lariat and got the 1-2-3 victory, pinning John Silver. I mean, did anybody think that the Dark Order had any chance in hell of winning this match? I certainly didn't. After the match was over, Page was checking on Silver, and then all of a sudden, BCC showed up. They attacked the Elite, laid them out. Moxley had his screwdriver. Dark Order left, so they're losers, and they're not nice because they should have helped, even though they felt betrayed by Adam Page. They should still do the right thing and help out the guy when he's being attacked with a screwdriver. Don't you have any humanity, Evil Uno? Like, the guy's being attacked with a screwdriver. I guess they didn't want to get attacked with a screwdriver, so I guess maybe they're smarter than I give them credit for. Adam Page was bleeding. You know, you got to have blood in more than one segment. And then they targeted the arm of Eddie Kingston. I wonder if this is an angle to write him out of the match, since Bryan Danielson is not looking to be part of that match with his arm injury. Moxley turned his back. He did not want to see the carnage to his one-time friend. And then Moxley got on the mic and officially challenged the Elite to a blood and guts match on the July 19th edition of Dynamite in Boston. I wonder why he chose that date. Was he looking at the calendar and he thought, you know what? That date, July 19th, Boston, that's a good place to do blood and guts. And the production team, they must have really had psychic powers and knew exactly what Moxley was going to say and when this match was going to happen, because I kid you not, 5 seconds after Moxley said this, they had the big graphic all ready to go. Blood and Guts, July 19th, Boston. Tickets on sale now. They had it all ready to go like 5 to 10 seconds after Moxley issued the challenge. And how did they even know that the Elite would accept? I don't think the Elite actually accepted the challenge. The production team just presumed that this match was happening. Also, why was there this giant open space where the announcers were over the past few weeks? The announcers, so for the most part, the announcers are always up by the stage. And then over the past few weeks, they were moved down to the ringside area. And then on this show, they were gone. There was just this huge open space at ringside, which was weird. But yeah, we got Blood and Guts, which is, you know, a great match. But you've already had Moxley bleeding every week. You got Paige bleeding. So now you're going to have a match where everybody bleeds. I mean, it's a little overkill, but whatever. It is Blood and Guts, and that's what people want. They want the blood and guts. And that's what they're going to get. July 19th, Boston. Presumably the end of the feud. We had backstage Roderick Strong wondering if Cole could trust MJF, and Cole said he's just playing around, he's messing with him, and Strong was like, well, what if MJF watches this clip back? MJF showed up, said that he's been at this wrestling show too long, he wants to leave. So Cole was still chatting. MJF went into his car, and Cole's like, MJF isn't watching this show back. No worries. He got in the car and left, and I guess we're going to have segments with Adam Cole and MJF on the town partying. I mean, I'd like to see these kind of clips. Have them go to the bar drinking. Like, they could do a bunch of vignettes with this. I feel like they're not going to because that's too sports entertainment-like, and this is a wrestling show, but they should capitalize on this and have MJF and Adam Cole like at the bar. They should have them go to a ball game, go to a museum. Like, they should totally have these guys be the odd couple buddies going around different places and doing things and having the camera crew follow them around. Like, they could do like 3 or 4 weeks of fun vignettes with this. I don't think they're going to, but they should. We had Jack Perry, Jungle Boy, Jungle Man, Hollywood Jack Perry, whatever he's going to be called now. He showed up for a promo to explain why he betrayed Hook at Forbidden Door. He came out to his old Jungle Boy music, the Tarzan Boy music, but he said to turn that garbage off. He said the fans ruined the song for him and they're never going to hear it again. He said that he's still cashing checks. He's still banging the hottest chick in this place, Anna Jay. He was wearing sunglasses, trying to be cool. And he said that it was actually Hook that turned on him because Hook has been dangling that FTW title in his face. And that title isn't even recognized in AEW. He said he's going to take that title because it means something to Hook and Hook's family. And he's going to beat the shit out of Hook. Crowd was chanting a-hole at him. Hook showed up and Jungle Boy ran away, ran into a waiting car, and Hook like just threw some production equipment down and pushed it down into one of the guys that was standing there, a security guard, who I was wondering if he even knew what the hell was going on. As far as the promo goes, like it was fine, I guess. I think he's going to need more work on it, but it was not bad. I mean, it definitely could have been worse, but definitely not a home run or anything. We'll see what they do if they continue to build him up as Hollywood Jack Perry, if they pair him with Anna Jay on screen. I guess we'll see what the next step is here with him. But it felt kind of like a weak answer. Like the FTW title, Hook was dangling it in front of him. Like I never really saw that, but okay. And kind of sad that Jungle Boy goes from the world title and now he's going to try to win the FTW title. All right. Walter Cruz with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Walter. Much appreciated. Walter says July 19th, AEW version of May 19th. Moxley should go crazy when he hears this date. Anyways, like and share the video. Say yes to no DQ. Hashtag stick to my shtick. Again, thank you for that, Walter Cruz. Make sure you guys follow him on social media. And happy birthday, Walter. I know the day is almost over, but I did want to one more time wish you a happy birthday and welcome to the 40 Club. We had Sammy Guevara coming out for what I thought was the main event. I thought the main event was getting like 30 minutes, which sometimes the main events can go pretty long. And as it turns out, it was just him out there with the cue cards for the commercial break, the picture-in-picture. And when we came back to the show, we actually had the women's match, which was originally supposed to be Ruby Soho versus Britt Baker, DMD. However, Britt got sick. I guess she caught whatever Adam Cole had. Adam Cole was back on this show, but Britt was sick, and they had to postpone the match for next week. Ruby Soho versus some local competitor, and she beat her relatively quickly, took the referee's glove, and beat this person with the locked jaw. They spray painted her, and then afterwards, Ruby cut a little promo hyping up the match for next week. I mean, yeah, just a little filler match here because they had to change their plans. And I'm still not sure why Guevara was out there beforehand. That was odd. Maybe that was to make sure people would not tune out for Ruby versus the local competitor, and people were thinking the main event was on, so they would stay tuned. I don't know. It was weird. Speaking of weird, we had a Johnny TV backstage promo. John Morrison's back. You wouldn't know unless you watched Rampage or read the No DQ Rampage spoilers. He's back, and he's on Rampage. They might as well call him Johnny Rampage. I feel like, why is he back? That's my feeling on this. You see Big Bill. Big Bill barely does anything, and yeah, he's Johnny TV now, and I mean, I guess he's there because his wife is working there, but feels like they got nothing really going on for him. He's just another guy. And there's several former WWE guys, like they bring him in and not really doing anything with them. We had our main event of the evening, which was Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho, the Painmaker Chris Jericho, versus Sting and Darby Allin. Sting and Jericho were jousting with the baseball bats in the beginning of the match, and Sting got the upper hand, delivered the Stinger Splash, but then Sammy Guevara caught Darby Allin with a cutter from the top rope, and they were all brawled on the outside. Darby was thrown over the steel steps, and Darby was sent over the barricade in the process, and they started brawling in the crowd. After the commercial break, they were back at ringside. Tables, they set up the tables. You had Darby climbing a ladder, but then Sting told Darby he's got this. Sting climbed up the ladder, and then he did a flying splash off the ladder, not really through the tables. He basically had a long distance to go. Maybe that's why they got rid of the announce tables at ringside, so they could do this crazy spot where the tables were far from the ring. So Sting really had to jump. And basically he landed knees first on the floor and barely splashed Sammy through one of the tables of the two that were set up. Yikes. Like, are they trying to kill this guy? Is Sting trying to kill himself before he can actually just retire and go off into the sunset? This was crazy. Like, what are they doing here with Sting? Poor guy. Like, come on now. Even if Sting really wanted to do this, why are they having him take unnecessary chances here? Somehow he survived. Like, I thought like his knees could have gotten blown out or something could have been up with him, but he was involved in the rest of the match. It was Jericho and Darby Allin for a while. Jericho ended up countering Darby's springboard coffin drop attempt with the skateboard that Darby had. Darby went to the outside. Sting came back in, tried to hit the death drop. Jericho countered, turned it into the walls of Jericho. Sting got the baseball bat and hit Jericho with it. And then Sting went for the Stinger Splash, but Jericho hit the code breaker. Sting kicked out. Jericho went for the Judas effect. Sting countered that with the Scorpion Death Drop. Jericho kicked out of that. And the announcers were freaking out, acting like it was the first time somebody ever kicked out of the Scorpion Death Drop. That I'm not so sure about, but they definitely implied that. And then Jericho went for the code breaker, but Sting countered that with the Scorpion Deathlock, and Chris Jericho, the Painmaker, tapped out to Sting. Good guys got the win here to close out Dynamite. Match was a bit of a train wreck. It was entertaining, but not sure I really want to see Sting, a 64-year-old man, nearly killing himself for the sake of entertainment. Like, the guy really should call it a career and not try to do anything too insane. Just my opinion, though. So all in all, like, show was all right, but I feel like it was a bit of a mess at times. Like, it just felt all over the place. You had some production mistakes. You had some botches. You did set up blood and guts. But we still don't really know exactly what's going down with that. Like, Bryan Danielson appears to be out for the foreseeable future. And not sure exactly what the lineup's going to be for that match. And yeah, it felt very random how the graphic popped up and everything. So I'm going to give the show a C+. Same thing as Raw. Like, I was not blown away by either show. Raw and Dynamite, I thought were below par for both shows. And we got SmackDown coming up this Friday, and it's the go home. It's in London, so I think SmackDown has a decent shot of being the best show this week. And then, of course, this Saturday, we have the Money in the Bank Premium Live event. I will be doing the live coverage, so make sure you guys tune in for that. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Much love and appreciation to all of you for that. Take care, everybody. And remember, say yes to NoDQ.com, and I will see you all next time.